Okay, so, you don't always find a link between something like a big old engineering project like the Panama Canal and a nice glass of rum.
Right.
But that's kind of where we're going to start today. We're
Really?
gonna think about the hot Panamanian weather and all those people working hard on the canal.
Yeah.
And they had this local rum, and they would mix in spices and herbs.
Interesting.
They called it serum.
Hmm.
And it wasn't just, to have a good time.
Oh,
They
that's
actually
right.
thought that it would give them energy
Wow.
and maybe even help them not get sick.
That's fascinating.
And so that little bit of history, that's where we're starting today with a rum called Serum Rum.
So what's really cool is that this local tradition, this serum,
Right?
it didn't just, disappear.
Yeah.
It actually inspired a whole rum brand
Yeah.
that's known all over the world.
That's so cool.
And we have a couple of sources today.
Yeah.
One is a blog post from a website called whiskey.dk, and the title is in Danish, I think it's Serum Rum and Houdest till Panama's Rum Tradition,
Okay.
which basically means Serum Rum, a tribute to Panama's rum tradition.
Makes sense.
And then we also have some stuff from the official Serum Rum website.
Okay.
And they say that their rum is like the taste of Panama in every drop.
I love that.
So what we want to do today is pull out the most interesting stuff from these sources.
Yeah.
We want to figure out where did this rum come from?
Yeah.
How did they make it?
Right.
What makes it special, compared to other rums?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We want to make sure that, if you're listening to this, whether you really love rum or maybe you're just looking for a cool new bottle to try, or maybe you're just interested in, a drink with a good story.
Yeah.
You've come to the right place.
That's right.
So let's talk a little more about this whole serum thing.
Yeah.
The blog post really describes how tough it was for the workers who built the canal. The weather was hot, the work was hard,
Yeah.
and they looked at this rum, this serum, as something that would really help them out, not just for fun,
Right.
but to keep them going.
Yeah. It really shows how resourceful people were,
Yeah.
and how they used what they had around them.
Yeah.
And actually, the Serum Rum website, they talk about this too.
Oh, wow.
They say that their fancy rums are a way to remember the people who built the canal. They really want people to think about those workers.
Yeah.
They even say that they used the same old methods to make their rum.
Interesting.
They were used back when they were building the canal.
So cool.
It's a really powerful story for their brand.
It is, and it kind of leads us into how they actually make the rum.
Yeah.
Both of our sources talk about this idea of Panamanian terroir.
Right.
How the soil and the weather and even the tiny little living things in the environment affect how the sugarcane grows and tastes.
Right.
And then that, affects the rum.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they're really picky about the sugarcane they use.
Yeah.
It's grown in good soil, and they harvest it at just the right time.
It sounds like a perfect situation.
Yeah, but I bet it takes a lot of skill to get it right every
Oh,
time.
absolutely. You got to have the right ingredients if you want to make a good drink.
Yeah.
And after they harvest the sugarcane, they age the rum in these used American oak barrels,
Okay.
the kind that they use to store bourbon in.
Oh, interesting.
And, the bourbon leaves some of its flavor in the barrel,
Like what kind of flavors?
like vanilla and caramel.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes the rum sweeter and warmer.
I see. And speaking of warmth, that tropical weather in Panama that does more than just make it a nice place to visit.
Right.
It actually affects how the rum ages.
Yeah.
The heat makes the rum and the wood interact faster.
Uh-huh.
So the blog says that the rum ages faster than it would in a cooler place.
Okay.
And that makes the flavor stronger and more complex.
Okay. So then we get to a really special thing about serum rum.
It's called the Solera method.
Okay.
And this is where things get really interesting.
Okay. I'm ready.
So the blog explains it pretty well.
Okay.
They say that it's like a system where you have these barrels stacked up.
Okay.
And you've got the younger rums aging with the older rums.
Oh, I see.
The Serum Rum website, they don't explain it quite as clearly, but
Right.
they do mention blends that are aged up to 8 years or that have a minimum of 10 years.
Right.
So that kind of tells you they're mixing different ages of rum.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's not just one batch of rum hanging out in a barrel by itself.
No,
They're constantly mixing it up.
exactly.
So what's so special about the Solera method?
Well, basically, they're doing it to make sure the rum always tastes the same
Okay.
and to give it lots of layers of flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So when they add the younger rums,
Yeah.
they slowly start to taste like the older rums.
All right.
And this mixing also lets a little bit of air in
Uh-huh.
over a long time.
Okay.
And that helps the flavors blend together really smoothly.
Mm.
And it makes it more complex than if you just aged one batch by itself.
Oh, I see.
The blog mentions that this method gives a rum balanced notes of vanilla, caramel, and exotic spices.
I love all those flavors. Okay, so now we have a good idea of how they make it.
Yeah,
But Serum Rum has a bunch of different kinds, right?
that's right.
Each one with its own special flavor.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about some of them.
Yeah.
Starting with the Serum Gorgas Ground Reserva.
Okay.
The blog says it's like velvety, smooth, and rounded,
Nice.
and that it tastes like dried fruit, cocoa, and spices.
Mm-hmm.
And the website gives even more details.
Oh, really?
They say it smells like marzipan and spices,
Ooh.
with like hints of honey, orange zest, and oak,
That's interesting.
and that it has a strong flavor of fruits and spices.
Yeah.
And they're really proud of the fact that it won a gold medal at the HKIWSC,
Oh, wow.
which is the Hong Kong International Wine and Spirit Competition.
Right.
So, it's got to be good.
So what's cool about this one is that they named it after Dr. William C. Gorgas.
Oh, yeah.
Both of our sources talk about how he was really important in fighting diseases like malaria and yellow fever
Right.
during the time they were building the canal.
Yeah.
So it's like a tribute to him.
Yeah.
And they age it for up to 8 years in those old bourbon barrels,
Right.
which helps give it that smooth but complex flavor.
Makes sense. Next, we have the Serum Elixir.
Okay.
This one sounds like it's really connected to that original serum idea.
Right.
The blog says it's more sweet and spicy,
Okay.
and they think it would be good in cocktails.
Yeah.
Or maybe as like a digestive after dinner.
Mm-hmm.
They say it has a creamy texture and tastes like honey, cinnamon, and vanilla.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And the Serum Rum website, they add that it smells like honey and fruit,
Yeah.
with little hints of almond and peach.
Interesting.
And it has a rich flavor of fruits.
Nice.
And they talk about how back in the day, the workers used to drink these special drinks
Yeah.
to stay healthy and have energy.
Right.
So this elixir seems like it's based on those drinks.
That's cool. The website even says you can use serum to fight tough Mondays.
I like that.
They're really trying to connect it to the past, you know,
Yeah,
but also make it something that people enjoy today.
for sure.
And I bet aging it for up to 8 years makes it smoother and a little sweeter,
Yeah,
which is why it's so good in so many different drinks.
makes sense. Okay, now let's move on to the Serum Uncontenu.
Okay.
The blog describes it as powerful and more complex, and they named it after the first ship that ever went through the Panama Canal,
Wow.
which is a pretty cool detail.
Yeah.
The blog says it has a strong flavor with hints of oak, dark chocolate, and nuts.
Okay.
And the website says it smells like vanilla, raisin, figs, dates, almonds, and wood.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah,
It's like a whole fruitcake
right.
in a bottle.
Pretty much. They say it has a beautifully rounded palate
Mhm.
with dried fruit with smooth, oaky spice.
Yeah.
It's aged for at least 10 years in those old bourbon barrels.
So it's got to have a lot of flavor.
Yeah.
I think naming it after the Ancon is a smart way to connect the rum to the canal
Yeah.
and all that aging time.
Yeah.
It really lets those flavors from the oak and those deeper notes
Yeah, right.
really come through.
Exactly. We also have the Serum Mamie,
Okay.
and this one has a slightly different story.
Mhm.
The website says it's an intense, smooth blend with cocoa, vanilla, and toffee.
Sounds delicious.
And it's inspired by this bar in Panama City called Mamie's.
Oh, cool.
It was a popular spot in the 1920s.
Okay.
And apparently all kinds of people went there. They say it smells like toffee and chocolate with hints of vanilla and honey.
Yum.
And it has a creamy, round, and very smooth palate with a rich flavor of toffee, cocoa, and slight spicy cinnamon aftertaste.
Wow.
It's interesting that they're using something besides the canal for inspiration,
Yeah.
like a cultural landmark.
It adds something different to the brand.
Yeah.
It's not just about the canal anymore.
Right.
It's about the whole country. And it sounds like this rum's a little more indulgent, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe a little sweeter with all that toffee and chocolate.
Yeah, for sure. Then they have some really unique offerings,
Okay.
like the Serum Puente Centenario Vintage 2005.
Okay.
The website tells us they first made this in 2004
Right.
to celebrate the opening of the Centennial Bridge,
Okay.
which connected parts of North and South America that were separated by the canal.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
And this one's made from fresh sugarcane juice,
Interesting.
not molasses.
Right.
They say it gives it a fine aroma of sugarcane and fruits
Yeah.
and a robust fruit flavor.
Okay.
And the 2005 vintage is a limited edition,
Ooh.
so it's special.
So using fresh sugarcane juice instead of molasses.
Yeah.
It usually makes the rum taste brighter and more grassy
Okay.
and more fruity,
Interesting.
and a limited edition.
Yeah.
That's always something that collectors like,
Right.
or people who are looking for something different.
Exactly. And then they have the Serum Wet Vintage and the Serum Dry Vintage.
Okay.
Both are also made from fresh sugarcane juice.
Okay.
The wet vintage smells like tropical rainforest fruits, vanilla, and exotic wood.
That's very descriptive.
I know, right? And it has a delicate, slightly sweet palate with tropical fruit notes.
It makes you think of Panama.
Totally. But the dry vintage is totally different. It's unfiltered,
Okay.
with no added sugar or artificial colors.
Interesting.
They're really aiming for the rum experts with this one.
Makes sense.
It has a unique aroma of tobacco, leather, and cocoa.
Wow, that's different.
Yeah, and a robust, full taste reminiscent of a hot Panamanian summer.
Sounds intense.
Yeah. They even age it in 2 different types of barrels.
These vintage rums really show you what the distiller can do
Yeah.
and how amazing Panamanian sugarcane is.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the wet one and the dry one. They're so different.
Right.
And it all comes down to how they make it and how they age it.
That's so cool.
The dry vintage.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't do anything to it.
Yeah.
It's just pure rum.
Right.
And that's what some people really like.
Yeah. So, okay, we've talked about all these different kinds of serum rum.
Right.
How are people supposed to know how to drink them?
Well, the blog gives some advice.
Oh, good.
They say if you have a sweeter rum, like the elixir,
Yeah.
it's great on its own or with ice.
Okay.
But the more complex rums, like the Gorgas Gran Reserva,
Yeah.
you should drink those slowly
Okay.
so you can really taste everything.
Right.
They also say that serum rum is good in cocktails.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
A sweeter rum like the elixir,
Yeah.
it's great by itself, or it can add something special to a cocktail.
Right.
But the older rums with the oak and the spices,
Mm-hmm.
those are perfect for just sipping and enjoying.
Right.
And you can experiment.
Yeah.
Try making an old-fashioned or a daiquiri with serum rum.
That sounds fun.
It's really good.
So we've talked about the history and how they make it
Right.
and all the different kinds they have. But why should our listeners choose Serum Rum?
Well, I think it's because of everything we've talked about today.
Okay.
It's a brand with a really cool story.
Yeah.
They're really dedicated to making good rum.
Right.
They use great sugar cane
Yeah.
and the Solera method to make
Yeah.
those deep, complex flavors.
Yeah.
And they have all these different rums, you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So there's something for everyone.
Yeah. The blog says it's not just any rum, it's an experience.
Yeah.
They think Serum Rum is good for people who are new to rum
Right.
and people who already love it.
Right.
It would also make a great gift.
That's true.
And, they won awards
Right.
like that gold medal for the Gorgas Gran Reserva.
Right.
So they're serious about quality.
Yeah. They're not messing around.
For sure.
It's a rum with a story.
Yeah.
It tastes amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's something for everyone.
Right.
It's like a journey of discovery.
I like that.
So if you want to try a Panamanian rum,
Yeah.
Serum Rum is a great choice.
Absolutely. Okay, so just to recap.
Yeah.
We learned about Serum Rum,
Uh-huh.
a brand that started with this story of the serum that the Panama Canal workers drank.
That's right.
We talked about how they make it in Panama,
Right.
how they use old bourbon barrels, and how important the Solera method is for creating those balanced and complex flavors.
Yeah.
We also went through all the different kinds they have,
Yeah.
from the easy drinking elixir to the more serious and Centennial, and all those special vintage rums,
Yeah.
each one with its own connection to Panamanian history.
They're not just making rum,
Yeah.
They're keeping the past alive
Yeah.
and making amazing drinks for today.
The taste of Panama in every drop. It
Exactly.
really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, how many things do we use every day
Right.
that have these cool stories behind them?
Yeah.
Like, what else is out there?
Who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe we'll find out on our next deep dive.
Can't wait. Until then, cheers.
Cheers.